half hour, I'll be reading from Buffalo Rising on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Groundbroken on Middle Main Streetscape Project. Mayor Sean Ryan was joined by Congressman Tim Kennedy, members of the Buffalo Common Council, representatives from the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus, and the Buffalo Sewer Authority to break ground on the transformative Middle Main Streetscape Project, a significant infrastructure investment that will redesign and modernize a 2.5-mile stretch of Main Street from Goodell Street to Kensington Avenue. The project is expected to be completed in the spring of 2029. The project is focused on creating a safer, more accessible, and more connected Main Street corridor in Buffalo for residents, businesses, cyclists, pedestrians, transit riders, and motorists alike. In addition to roadway repaving, the project includes major upgrades aimed at improving safety, accessibility, green infrastructure, beautification, and quality of life along one of Buffalo's most important commercial and transportation corridors. It's no secret that the infrastructure on Main Street has been ignored for too long, Mayor Ryan said. This project is about finally investing in the Main Street Buffalo deserves. We need safer streets, we need better sidewalks, modern infrastructure, improved accessibility, and stronger connections between neighborhoods, businesses, and destinations across our city. This is exactly how we build a better Buffalo. The project's cost of approximately $70 million is supported through a combination of federal, state, and local funding sources. The largest share, $41.6 million, comes from federal transportation funds, including a $25 million RAISE grant, with the remaining federal portion programmed through the region's Transportation Improvement Program, also known as TIP. State funding totals $21.5 million and includes New York State's match for TIP-funded work through the Marchicelli Aid Program, as well as CHIPS funding associated with the corridor's state touring route designation. Local contributions total $6.9 million, including $1.5 million provided by the Buffalo Sewer Authority. As for the protected bike lanes, Go Bike, Buffalo's interim executive director Kevin Halfernan, had this to say about the project. Finally, Go Bike and the Western New Yorkers we work for, who walk, who bike, who ride transit, and who drive are thrilled to see this project finally break ground. For far too long, Main Street was a speedway for reckless drivers that was so unsafe for people outside and inside of motor vehicles. The car first, car fast design led not only to ridiculous, unnecessary traffic violence, but also to economic devastation, and it was so uninviting that it underlined the notion that Main Street was the line along which we segregated our city's neighbors. Now, with rebuilt sidewalks, protected bike paths, and traffic calming elements that will lead to safety improvements for every road user, we are removing a dividing barrier and inviting people to reconnect and congregate along the city's transportation spine. The Middle Main Streetscape Project includes full roadway repaving along the 2.5-mile corridor, new ADA-compliant sidewalks and pedestrian improvements, replacement and modernization of traffic signals and intersections, protected bicycle infrastructure designed for riders of all ages and abilities on both sides of the corridor, enhanced crosswalks and safer pedestrian crossings, new street trees, landscaping, shrubbery, benches, trash receptacles, and trellises, upgraded LED street lighting and pedestrian scale lighting, green infrastructure improvements in partnership with the Buffalo Sewer Authority, 2.5 miles of new bicycle infrastructure, and improvements designed to better connect neighborhoods to transit, jobs, businesses, and the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus. This summer, People traveling along Main Street will notice the following changes as construction gets underway. Work will begin on the west side of the street, starting near Goodell Street and moving north. Main Street will be reduced to 2 travel lanes with parking available only on the east side. Parking on the west side of the street in the construction area will be temporarily unavailable. All businesses in the construction area will remain accessible, and sidewalks on both sides of the street will remain open. Hello, Kalena Marie's Artisan Bakery and Cafe. Last May, it was written that the fantastic future of 884 Main Street, which I'm happy to say is finally upon us, and at the time I reported that Michael Lignos, owner of MTL Contracting Company, and his wife, Jocelyn, had struck up a franchise deal with Kalena Marie's Artisan Bakery and Cafe to open a bakery and cafe in the former home to Roxy's Bar. Just yesterday, I was afforded an opportunity to witness all of the hard work that has been infused into what was previously just the shell of a building, quite literally. The result? Simply marvelous. What could have been another sad architectural loss for the city has turned out to be a significant preservation win thanks to the fortitude of Mike and Jocelyn, who took a huge leap of faith. In fact, if it had not been for Mike's affiliation with his contracting company, this building might never have stood a chance. That's how big of an investment this was in the end. Located at 884 Main Street, next to Cocoa Bar and Bistro, Kalena Marie's Artisan Bakery and Cafe is one of the 3 franchise locations with a location-specific menu. Thanks to Jocelyn, who works her chops working in the hospitality industry and who is a self-taught baker, visitors to the neighborhood will soon have access to fresh, in-house, daily baked treats such as gourmet cupcakes, cookies, squares, crumbles, strudel bars, brownies, breads, and everything in between. More substantial lunch meals will feature grilled turkey and avocado, grilled ham and Swiss, and a California quesadilla. Salads, wraps, and sandwiches will be available for in-house orders, to go, or via the catering menu, perfect for workers at the medical campus. There's also a breakfast menu with all sorts of sweet and savory options, including artisan French toast and Chipotle power burrito. Of course, there's a full list of espresso and specialty drinks such as hot chai latte, caramel macchiato, gourmet hot chocolate, cold and hot teas, and so forth. The cafe has hired 3 full-time baristas and 2 lead bakers who are embarking upon career opportunities with perks instead of simply fulfilling job requirements. As for getting this project off the ground, Michael told me that there were a lot of unexpected surprises that surfaced, including rebuilding the front porch, where he found exact matching columns and capitals. They addressed Americans with Disabilities Act compliancy with ADA-designated parking in the back of the building, along with parking for tenants. There's also ADA access through the back, along with tenant access. Heck, who wouldn't want to live on the top of a bakery cafe? It's certainly tempting. The upper floors of the building feature 3 2-bedroom apartments and 1 one-bedroom apartment, all of which are currently available. You can find them on Zillow. From soup to nut brownies, this build-out is top-notch and ready to go. With an all-designed build kitchen and potential for patio seating down the road, we're looking at a project that speaks to the heart of the city through thoughtful design, delicious food and drink, and preservation-minded mastery that we can all appreciate. Kalena Marie's Artisan Bakery and Cafe will host a soft opening on Wednesday, May 20th, with a grand opening on Saturday, May 23rd. Hours of operation will be Monday through Saturday from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Perro and Pony set to reopen at Wilkeson Point for the 2026 summer fun season. Buffalo Waterfront has announced that programming at Wilkeson Point will commence during the Memorial Day weekend, including the opening of Perro and Pony, Fast Casual Tex-Mex. This season, the outdoor restaurant will be serving up a full bar menu, including creative cocktails, frozen drinks, and a rotating selection of local brews. For more details, including hours and weekly updates, visit the Instagram page of Pero and Pony. Be sure to plan your visit to Pero and Pony around one or two activities such as free outdoor fitness classes, park golf and croquet, beach volleyball, kayak or paddleboard rentals, and bike rentals. As for the golf aspect, it's an all-ages 9-hole park golf course. Part golf, part croquet, and part mini golf. There's no better place than Wilkinson Point on Buffalo's Outer Harbor to relax, have fun, and enjoy this summer, said Lauren Ford, General Manager of Buffalo Waterfront. This newly restored space has something for everyone, and we're so excited for what's in store this season. At Independent Health, we're committed to helping Western New Yorkers live healthier, happier lives. And the Outer Harbor is one of the most inspiring places to do just that, said Kathy Gleico, Vice President of Marketing, Independent Health. As the official health and wellness partner of Outer Harbor Buffalo, we're proud to invite individuals of all ages to get outside, move more, and take in the beauty of our waterfront. Whether it's a walk or jog along the 3-mile Independent Health Wellness Trail, a bike ride at Lakeside Bike Park, or a free outdoor fitness class. Fitness in the Park, sponsored by Independent Health, returns for its 15th season. The program's free outdoor fitness classes will kick off in June. It's open to all ages and abilities, and classes will be held Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Outer Harbor Fitness Weekend classes also return in June, presented by Independent Health. Outer Harbor Fitness features Reach Power Yoga on Saturdays at 10 and Nickel City Sweat on Sundays at 10 a.m. as well. The newly renovated beach volleyball courts are open to all who want to kick up a little sand. Registration is now open for Healthy Buffalo's Co-Ed Sand Volleyball League, which plays Friday nights starting June 5th. Get on the water with a kayak or a paddleboard rental starting next month. Have your own? Launch it at the Independent Health Kayak Launch. And for those looking to take in the views on land, the Lakeside Spoke and Social Group Bike Ride gets rolling every Tuesday at 6 p.m. starting June 10th. Led by the Slow Spokes organization and presented by Independent Health, the weekly ride begins at Pero and Pony at Wilkinson Point for an hour-long trek around the Outer Harbor. A post-ride celebration at Pero and Pony will include drinks, fresh eats, and live music. The ride is free and open to all ages. Participants must sign up online or in person at the event. An evergreen attraction at Wilkinson Point, the pedestrian trails along the water, welcomes walkers, runners, and bicyclers of all kinds. Walkers and bikers can also explore the 3-mile Independent Health Wellness Trail with scenic views from Wilkinson Point to the Lakeside Bike Park. Bike rentals for all are available on site. The Sounds of Buffalo Summer Music Concert Series is also returning, bringing free live music to the Pero and Pony Beer Garden on select dates throughout the summer. The series is a collaboration between the Buffalo Music Club and Buffalo Waterfront. Other spaces beckon to rest and relax as well, including the open lawn area and lakeside at the Wilkinson Point Beach. And don't forget to take a moment to enjoy the native species landscaping that has created meadows, grasslands, and pollinator fields for the nature that calls the Outer Harbor home. Full hours of operation and information on all programs can be found at buffalowaterfront.com. You're listening to a reading of articles and features from Buffalo Rising on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Plogging Run coincides with 2026 Buffalo Marathon and will follow Stampede and Diaper Dash. Plogging is the act of jogging while picking up litter. The pastime got its start in Sweden, but has been gaining momentum throughout the world. And in a day and age when people are relatively unhealthy and the planet is relatively unhealthy, this is a trend that everyone should consider participating in at least once in their lifetime. On Saturday, May 23rd at 11:30 a.m., a plog run will be held coinciding with the Buffalo Marathon. Going into our 4th year with the Buffalo Marathon, the run is growing, and Buffalo Pro Soccer has again partnered with us for 2026, said co-organizer Dennis Brinkworth. Plogging, born in Sweden, combines running and picking up trash along the route. The name is a combination of the Swedish term plocka upp, meaning pick up, and English term jogging. Our Buffalo Marathon plogging run is one of the first in the country and one of the largest. The event schedule: 10:30 a.m. to 11:15 a.m., plogging, tea pickup, and supplies. It's right on the Pearl Street, near the finish line and alley along Convention Center. 11:30 a.m. plogging begins, the same location. Each participant will receive a plogging t-shirt and cleanup materials. The Buffalo Marathon Plogging Run, Saturday, May 23rd, 2026, 11:30 a.m., and registration is free for this event. This year's Buffalo Marathon includes a full marathon, a half marathon, a 5K run, a 5K walk, a kids mini marathon, a Ruffalo Stampede for dogs and their owners, a diaper dash for age 2 and under, and a plog run for deal. '26 MODA Moda Market at Bidwell Parkway. After a successful launch in the summer of 2025, Moda Market is returning to Bidwell Parkway for the next iteration of its Fashion and Wellness pop-up series. That means that the community will once again be graced with the collective entrepreneurial vision of Brianna Bree Hunter, who's the founder of Fashion House Collective, and Katie Monticelli, founder of Be Kind City, who have some new and exciting elements to roll out. We're starting off strong with tons of new vendors with donation-based yoga at every market starting at 1 p.m., Bree told me. We're also going to introduce some more programming as the market draws near. From the creative minds of Monticelli and Hunter, Moda Market, a free, open-air fashion and wellness market, will feature local fashion designers, wellness brands, vintage curators, and lifestyle artisans. Visitors to the market will find products that are derived from local creatives who excel in the realms of sustainability and holistic living. The Moda Market is a fashion and wellness open-air market. It's at Bidwell Parkway at Elmwood Avenue. The May dates it's May 31st from 11:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and in June 14th and June 28th, July 12th, and in August dates, August 2nd, 16th, and 30th. All the events start at 11:30 and end at 5 p.m. Oh, Canada is a matter of time. Just the other day, a friend and neighbor told me that she and her husband were heading across the bridge to see a Canadian band that I absolutely love. I mentioned to her that I had not heard about them playing at all in Buffalo, which they used to fairly regularly. She responded by saying that they don't play in Buffalo anymore because of the strained relations between the two countries. Pondering what my friend had told me, I thought about how Sabres fans had sung the O Canada anthem after singer Cami Clune's microphone malfunctioned. When I saw/heard that myself, I actually shed a couple of tears. It was such a powerful moment that reaffirmed Buffalo's strong connection to our neighbors to the north. In response to the anthem singing, Molson Canadian stepped up and thanked Buffalo fans with a billboard as part of its Cheer Canadian playoff campaign. This incredible moment in time was a crucial reminder that the solid ties between Buffalo and Canada could never truly be broken. Over the weekend, during Porch Fest, I passed by a house that was flying a number of flags, including the American flag, the Buffalo flag, and the Canadian flag. I actually stopped in my tracks and thought about all the times that I've ridden my bike to Canada, had dinner at Ming Tay, eaten lunch at the Falls, Hamilton, Toronto, or sailed and walked the Canadian shores. And this morning I received an email from the Kenmore Village Improvement Society, which spotlighted the organization's annual patriotic decorating of Delaware Avenue in advance of Memorial Day. I was immediately reminded of a similar patriotic effort in 2025 to fly American flags along Elmwood Avenue. Walking down any street in Buffalo, you'll come across countless flags, ranging from pride flags to peace flags. Flying flags and buntings are excellent ways to demonstrate our love for our country, as well as ideologies that we stand up for. At a time when the country and the world are divided, I would like to express a sentiment that I think about every day: my love for Canada, which will never waver, no matter how political sentiments might try to tear apart our countries. I want to add that this is not a political post at all. It's merely a post that intends to serve as a wake-up call that we're all in this together as a city, a country, North America, and a planet. Every day we wake up and try to figure out how to make our own lives better, as well as the lives of our neighbors, hopefully, and that includes our neighboring country, Canada. As a city of good neighbors, that is our duty. Our close proximity to Canada is, of course, the main reason that we feel so bonded to our northern neighbors. It's why we belt out "Oh Canada" even when the microphone is working perfectly. To think that that sentiment is not reciprocated, for understandable reasons, is hard to swallow. CBS News reports that Canadian visits to major U.S. metropolitan areas have plunged by roughly 42% year over year, primarily driven by Canadians avoiding the cross-border travel amid trade and political tensions, as well as shifts in their travel to overseas destinations. Yes, that's a bummer for Buffalo, but at the same time, what's equally tough are the cross-border sentiments that we as a city don't have any control over. All we can do is to continue to sing and hang our flags and hope that one day we'll be reunited with our Canadian friends. According to the Windsor Star, Americans and Canadians have fought together as official national allies in 6 major global conflicts, alongside countless localized peacetime or cross-border engagements where citizens enlisted in each other's militaries. The 6 major international wars where the U.S. and Canada militaries fought shoulder to shoulder include World War I, from 1914 to 1918. Canada entered the war in 1914 as part of the British Empire, while the U.S. entered in 1917. Additionally, over 40,000 Americans crossed the border to serve in the Canadian Expeditionary Force before the U.S. even joined. World War II, 1939 to 1945, fought alongside each other in theaters across Europe and the Pacific, and this also included the creation of a specialized joint U.S.-Canadian commando unit known as the Devil's Brigade. The Korean War, 1950 to 1953. Both nations contributed significant forces to the United Nations Command fighting under the U.S.-led coalition against North Korean and Chinese troops. The Gulf War, 1990 to 1991. Both nations joined the coalition to liberate Kuwait following the Iraqi invasion. The war in Afghanistan, 2001 to 2014. Both countries committed major combat forces to the NATO-led International Security Assistance Force following the September 11th attacks. Global Coalition Against ISIS, Operation Inherent Resolve, 2014 to actually the present. Both the U.S. and Canada deployed air power, special forces, and training units to counter the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. The list goes on and on. As you draw closer to Memorial Day and you consider what flags you will be flying, why not consider hanging a Canadian flag along with an American flag? It's time that we take it upon ourselves to try to mend our relationship status. We may not be able to do anything about the big picture, but that doesn't mean that we can't try to bandage a fresh wound that will take decades to fully heal, if not a lifetime or two. Just remember that time heals all wounds, no matter how deep. That said, they heal quicker when treated accordingly instead of being undressed or unaddressed and left to fester. Bringing trees to Buffalo neighborhoods. Buffalo Street Trees. Buffalo Street Trees is an initiative of the City of Buffalo through the Division of Parks and Recreation to inform and engage residents of the opportunities and benefits of bringing trees to their neighborhoods. Buffalo Street Trees is an initiative that helps to put the power of planting trees into the hands of residents. This is much more than a tree planting initiative. It's more like a movement that offers information, guidance, and ultimately results that will help us to restore our citywide tree canopy. Buffalo Street Trees helps to guide residents, whether they are interested in planting a tree, becoming an ambassador, or simply learning more about the tree planting opportunities at hand. Do you have a block club that would like to request multiple trees? Do you have a tree that needs to be trimmed? What is the timeline to have a tree planted? How do you help to maintain a tree that's in front of your house? These are just some of the questions that are posed and answered at www.buffalotrees.org. You've been listening to a reading of articles and features from Buffalo Rising. We read from Buffalo Rising on Fridays at 8:30 a.m. Your reader has been Jeff Shapiro. Thank you for listening.
You're listening to the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service with broadcast studios at 1199 Harlem Road in Cheektowaga. Radio readings are broadcast 24 hours a day, every day, to area people who are blind or have a print disability. This year, our agency marks almost 40 years on the air with more than 300,000 hours of radio readings to those without sight. Our broadcast signal is provided at no charge for WNED. The Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service website is nfradioreading.org. For more information, call 716-821-5555. Good morning. Welcome to another broadcast day on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, a private not-for-profit organization. As always, please feel free to contact us with your comments, suggestions, or any questions you may have. Our phone number here is area code 716-821-5555. As always, please stay with us. Our About Full News is coming up in just a second. Feel free to contact us with your comments, suggestions, or questions.
The following program